was going to be an attempt on the life of the president, the shot would be taken from beyond a mile.
5 or 6 men in the world make a shot like that.
We need you to stop it.
Shooter, I saw it the other night. Very suspenseful.
Yes.
Very, and it's cool to see, you know, to see you in an action film. I like that. I like seeing you in that.
Yeah, we wanted to do something, you know, we try to balance the commercial stuff with the more artistic stuff, and we wanted to do a big movie. Me and Antoine were actually attached to another movie, and I got a hold of the script, and I read it, and I was like, well, wait a second here. This is a great action movie, but it's also extremely smart. It felt more like a talkie from the 70s with some great action sequences. And he read it and felt the same way, and then we jumped ship on the other movie and made this one.
Bob Lee Swagger, you're a hard man to find.
I'm not hard enough.
What was it like working with Danny and
Well,
he really liked you.
Danny's the best. I've always wanted to work with Danny, but Danny in this particular role, like, you've never seen him like that. I mean, Danny is always like the father figure. He's always the big, lovable guy.
He was evil.
He's evil and he gets what he deserves. But he was into it, you know, he embraced it. And, you know, the rest of the cast, working with Michael Pena, who was going to be a star in the future now, I can feel like I have something to do with his success. And Kate Mara, who's a huge talent. Yeah, and a huge talent.
Every time she came up on the screen, I was like,
yeah, she's beautiful and smart and talented. And Ned Beatty, who I've been a huge fan of since I was a kid. So, you know, we just knew because of the material that we would attract great talent.
So now, Badass, you mentioned that. And didn't someone call you that at the Oscars?
Yes.
Set? I couldn't remember.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Was it one
I
of the
wasn't
3
expecting.
comedians?
Yeah, Will Ferrell and those guys were
Okay.
singing, and they were threatening to beat up all these other people because they were never getting any Oscar nominations.
And he didn't want to mess with you.
Yeah, which I thought was pretty cool. My nephew got a kick out of that. He called me.
And then Departed, you had your last moment too. So I guess both films, like you kind of at the end, you even the score.
Yes, well, that's always good. The audience, I think they got to demand that now from every film. I could, like, literally do a romantic comedy, and then they want me to kill my female co-star at the end. Hopefully that doesn't become a recurring theme.
You know, even with Shooter, you know, watching it the other night, I was like so tense, and I kept grinding my jaw, and you know.
I loved seeing Shooter with an audience. We saw it with a test screening, and you know, people are brutally honest, and they were cheering and laughing, and it was really awesome to see.
Yeah, what was it like shooting the mountain scenes in the snow?
It's beautiful up there, but it's not fun. You have to be helicoptered up and down, and you know, if there's no clouds and it's like 75, 80 degrees, it's pretty pleasant. And then once the clouds roll in, the helicopters can't take off or land, and it drops to like 30 degrees. And there is nothing but the bare essentials up there. There's no trailers. There's no craft service. There was this one little tent where they were keeping all the film basically, and we would kind of go in there and all kind of snuggle up and try to keep warm.
So now you had to go to sniper school for this.
Yes.
I hear you were good.
I was very good, but I didn't want to be good. I mean, I wanted to be good for the movie, but it's pretty scary stuff. You know, it was the first time I realized that I'm not a kid anymore. You know, I used to be a thrill seeker. I loved jumping out of planes and jumping off of buildings into water and whatever I could do. But I was up on this huge tower, and I looked down, and my leg was shaking uncontrollably. And I had to crawl out to this little beam with 130 pounds of equipment and basically do all my calculations and shoot all these targets and then come back. And I was pretty terrified, you know. I guess, you know, having 2 kids kind of brought me down to reality.
The world ain't what it seems, is it?
No, sir.
You keep that in mind. I have something you want.
Where are we meeting?
Somewhere I can see you.